Calculus, Unit 1, Day 1 and 2 Notes, Part 3, and it's just a follow-up question from the previous chart. So we just went through, filled in this chart, and really what we looked for was the limit of the function as x approaches negative infinity and x approaches positive infinity. So how is the numerical analysis above related in the graph of the function picture below? So here's a graph. Well, as I approach, as I approach negative infinity, I'm going to keep going. As x approaches negative infinity, I'm going to keep going in that direction. As x approaches positive infinity, I keep going in that direction. And what I find out is that the horizontal asymptote is equal to 2. So when I go up here and I look at my two answers, so as I approach negative infinity and positive infinity, in this case, they both go to the same number, and that's the horizontal asymptote. Okay? All right, so now let's look at the next problem here. We're going to, again, I filled in the table. Hopefully you guys know how to put a function into y1 and then use the table set. I just showed you how to change the independent, where are we here? Independent variable by asking, or the values of the independent variable by asking instead of trying to go through all the data tables. This will save a tremendous amount of time. And so I did that here. And what we want to do is we want to look at the function as x approaches negative 3, and first from the left and then from the right. So let's do this. So as I have this, so I'm trying to get to negative 3 is right in here. So this x equals negative 3. What I want to do is I want to approach negative 3 from the left, and it's getting closer and closer to this number 1.167. What the heck is 1.167? Well, that is getting real close to 7 over 6, 7/6. Now we want to look at approaching negative 3 from the right. So it's starting over here, coming in from the right. And same thing, it looks like it's approaching 1.167, which, once again, that's 7 over 6. Now let's just look at the graph. What does that mean? When I approach negative 3 from the left, I'm getting closer and closer to that value. Here, I'm getting closer and closer when I come from the right, closer and closer to that value. What is that value? That's the whole, and we were given at the very start of this that the whole was negative 3, 7 over 6. Okay? All right, let's move on to the last one of these problems. Okay, so now take a look at the function as x approaches 3. All right, well, here's 3 right in here. So let's look from the left. And that's what they want, limit of the function f of x as x approaches 3 from the left. So negative 18, negative 48, negative 498, negative 4,998. And again, that's only 3 decimals. I could keep adding 9s forever. And that number looks like it's growing and growing and growing. So what it looks like from the left, all these values are negative. It looks like it's going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's going to be negative infinity. From the right, again down here, from the right, so let's get closer and closer to 3. Starts at 8.667. 3.1 is 52. 3.01 is 502. 3.001 is 5,002. And again, same thing. You could look at, find these values a couple different ways. I'm suggesting you use the ask for the independent variable, and you can just type in the x values of the data table. It'll help you there. Now I notice these numbers get larger and larger and larger. And again, I keep adding zeros forever and ever, and it looks like it's just going to keep adding a 0 in the middle there. So I'm going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger forever and ever and ever. And from the right, I'm approaching positive infinity. Okay, what does this look like on the graph? So when I approach 3 from the left, getting closer and closer and closer to x equals 3, I'm going down, so I'm going to negative infinity. When I approach it from the right, again, getting closer and closer and closer, approaching positive infinity. This shows where the vertical asymptote is at x equals 3.